Alright, guys, so let's talk about episode 13 of Wish from Mercury. So, I know I am a little bit late as far as covering it. Episode 14 is out already, so I'll try my best to cover this episode first, episode 13, and then we will jump straight into 14. So, episode 14, you can expect like a review probably give or take within the next 2 days after this one. So I have not watched it yet. I did not want to spoil myself of what's going on. So that's that. So what happened in episode 13? So this is I want to say this is like a new episode for like a different season. So obviously, in terms of the opening, it was very subtle. They went back to like the very basic, Obviously they are in an academy, so they have some dueling going on. So Salada is having like a consecutive battle. I think it was five to be exact. So there, that was pretty much it. So the overall takeaway from this very first section, it was more three things I can kind of point out real quick. It's just that some of the members, I want to call them like the peanut gallery because they were part of the dueling committee. They noticed how Ellen was a little bit different, so that kind of suspect that the original Ellen that they know was gone from season one, so that's pretty much kind of solidified that. As far as this Ellen, I don't know if this is like a completely different, let's say, clone, or if this is like the official Ellen himself. I don't know that. Something to also note is that Nika is not paying attention. I think when Solida was trying to launch not open the calipo, or I think open up the hatch, she was spacing out. So obviously that was as the result of what happened in Planet Quata, that she was still not back yet. And more so in terms of some of the memory for the House Earth, or Earth House, whatever, they felt traumatized as well. I think after Solida finished up an enemy, they gassed it a little bit. So it just kind of signifies that they are still very much traumatized of what happened. They weren't really signed up to be in like a life or death situation. So I think moving forward is either they will, let's say, live through it, or it's just they will continue to just be traumas in a way. So it just kind of makes sense. Obviously, it just happened so rapidly. People were dying or whatnot. So that's pretty much from the opening sequence of what's going on. So those are like the three big takeaway, I guess I can kind of point out real quick right there. And then after that, other student were from the Herbs House was talking about that there's gonna be like an open campus, 3 days open campus where other students from, I don't know where they're coming from, to experience what they have at their academy and whatnot. So this right here, I immediately thought of it as like those traditional animes, like school animes. They always have like festival, like your annual festival. So I kind of thought of it as just like that. So that was kind of a nice touch. I think any school anime that I have watched so far at least have something that has to revelate around festival. So that was cool. That was definitely pretty cool. Other was talking about that the planet Quata incident was pretty much covered up. They said it was like an accident, but obviously it wasn't. It was a orchestrated plan from Sirius and then Shadik trying to take out President Dilling, but obviously that was not. If that was out, the Grassley Corporation or their company, they would have been gone by then. So the overall incident is pretty much covered up. We do have a shot of Martin, which is the president or the leader of the house, or the Earth's house. He glanced over Anika. Obviously, he know what's going on. He saw that she did all the signaling of the SOS to kind of let the girls from Earth not to attack her, or attack the ship. So he know what's going on, but obviously he did not say anything to the rest of the house because he obviously does not want any more tension than there already is. So that was pretty much that. So that more, I think this overall episode is wrapping up a little bit more of like what's going on with Nika in a way. So this episode we don't really see like a resolution of what's going on or what happened it after episode 12. You guys know what's going on, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. So I think eventually we will see that part comes in where Solida will face off Mione in some form of fashion, where they formally see each other and talk about things, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. And then we do have a flash into talking about Mione. She's pretty much watching her dad, President Delling. Obviously, he was badly injured from episode 12. So she is just pretty much watching through the glass panel just to see if he will obviously make it, but I think for this foreseeable future from this episode onward now, I think he's gonna be very out of commission in terms of what he was planning with Lady Prospera. So she will be pretty much gonna be taking things off from President Delling. We will see a little bit more information about that towards the very end, where Lady Prospera does approach Mione talking about let me just kind of say right now. So pretty much it's towards the very end, we do see a shot of Lady Prospera talking to Mione, wanting her to take over the project called Quiet Zero. We don't know what that is yet. They did briefly talk about that, I think, on season 1, but not to the full extent. So that's pretty much what happened. They, obviously they did, talk about the overall incident where Soletta slapped the heck out of that person. So they did talk about that, and obviously she's still not over it. She still had a little bit of a resentment in a way of like, everyone was just shocked. The other student was shocked with what's going on. She was obviously shocked that Soletta just slapped the heck out of that guy and laugh about it or smile about it. So but she at the end of the day, Prospera was like, you gotta be thankful that she stepped in, or else she and her dad was gone. So yeah, that's pretty much towards the end of the section. It does not happen in the middle of the episode. I just want to, since I was talking about her already, so why not just talk about her. After that, we jump over to like a kind of like a committee meeting in a way. So we have the Grassley people, we have the Pale Corporation, and then we do have Jetta kind of over the incident. So the overall premise is Shadiq, he's doing the overall presentation. They found out it was a group called the Dawn of Woe. They're pretty much like an anti-Spatian group from Earth. They're trying to assassinate President Delling, but obviously in terms of the overall scheme of things, it was serious. So he is the foster father of Shadiq. They were the one that was the mastermind of it, but obviously they were talking about as they didn't know pretty much. And obviously in terms of what transpired with there, they saw that machine used in the overall incident which supplies a machine from Jetta. So they were questioning who was it? I think it was Grill's older brother. So he was like the person that was being questioned of what's going on. So towards the very scene at the meeting, there is a close shot at this one person called Raja or Rajan, whatever his name is. So obviously he kind of knows something isn't right. So obviously that camera angle was him looking over as serious. So he knows what's going on, but he's just not saying anything. So he might spew something eventually because they kind of gave him that spotlight. So we can definitely expect something. So after the meeting, there is like a shot of Shadiq and then Sirius that's talking about if this ever get leaked or whatnot, our company is gonna be, our reputation is pretty much gonna be game over. So he asked Shadiq, does he know the whereabouts of the Gundam? Does he know why they were there? Obviously Shadiq is the one that planned everything, so his father is actually even more clueless than he was. Like he does not know what's going on. So this right here gives me a quick comparison to Gundam 00, where we have Alejandro Connors and then Ribbon's Armark. So for those that does not know, Ribbon was kind of like the mastermind behind everything. Alejandro Connors thought he was like the successor to the plan, whatever, but he wasn't. It was all Ribbon's plan at the end of the day. So this right here, this kind of reminds me of that. So Shadiq is he cooking. He got something cooked up. Which what does he have cooked up? He gonna send those 2 girls from Earth, Sophie and then Noah, to the Earth house. So we will be seeing that towards just a little bit. So after that, we do have a little bit of a talk between Soletta and her mom, just talk about the overall incident. So pretty much her mom is reassuring her what she did was right. If she hasn't stepped in or whatnot, they would have been gone. So that was just a little bit of a quick daughter and mom kind of talk right there. So I mean, like, at the end of the day, she kind of did awaken her in a way she did what she did. So I don't know, man. I really don't know at this point in time. So right now we do have a little bit of a quick talk between Soletta and Anika, because obviously Soletta does know that she's not feeling it. She noticed she hasn't been feeling right, or her action just kind of shows it. So she's out here kind of give like a, like a, I don't know if I want to call it like a inspirational speech and whatnot, but she's kind of cheering Nika up as far as like the overall what's been going on. So it's kind of surprised that Nika used to be the one that's kind of taking care of Saletta, kind of like, I'm not gonna say like as a mentor, but the one that's kind of keeping her on track. So it's kind of a nice, good character development to see that Saletta is kind of like doing the same thing, reverse role. So that's kind of cool. That's definitely obviously a nice touch. And then right after that, we saw Noah and then Sophie. They went ahead, or I think it was more Sophie. She's kind of like the one that calls Saletta like a big sis or whatnot. So obviously Shadiq planned all this out. They wanted those two girls to infiltrate the school, the herb house, especially Saletta. Right, so we have that. So Nika actually does confront Noah, because Noah was kind of like you can say of those two girls, she's kind of like the one that's more serious. She's like, as in a way, she doesn't have that much feelings in a way. Like, so we have Nika talking to Noah, but obviously things didn't go well because like Noah was like, you just like go between girls. Like you were snitching on your friends, to Shadiq and whatnot. So she doesn't have the right to kind of play that victim kind of role. So they talk about that. So at the end, it was more like Noah told Nika, just don't say anything. Just keep quiet so we can all go on with our ways, do what we gotta do and whatnot. So we have that. And then later on, we have Noah taking Parag. Like, she was pretty much in the cockpit trying to see if she can activate, or she did activate it, but she was not able to get through the permit score. And then we have Nika confronting them, and then Noah was trying to stump on her, but we have obviously Saletta coming in clutch, saving her. And then Saletta went out of her way to officially challenge them to a duel. This is actually our first time seeing her challenge anyone to a duel, so it just seems to me that she's obviously accustomed to like she's pretty much saying that, oh, since you're at the school, we're gonna do things the school way, which is gonna be the duel, because she does not want them to hurt Nika anymore. So that was pretty much it. So leaving us, it was kind of like a good cliffhanger in a way, not to the point where you want to see what's going on next immediately, which I think episode 14 should be a good one as a follow up. So at this point in time, that's pretty much it. So you guys can kind of let me know how you guys feel about episode 13 in terms of the flows. Do you guys like it? Obviously, to me, episode 13 feels a little bit slow, right? Kind of catching up. It's more like a catch up as far as not moving directly into like some really big news and whatnot. So it's good because we still recovering pretty much. Like, oh, I consider this one as like a brand new season in a way. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I want to take it slow. I want to see how they recover from what happened from Planet Quata, but obviously they haven't done that yet. But we shall see what's going on in the foreseeable episode after this. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. And then I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.